We got atozy. He makes great videos, man. He will be link in the description below. Hit the link, follow up on him. Great videos, man. TikTok alpha male Guru is now facing 25 years in prison. I think I've seen this little bit about hitting his girl. This guy was already going to jail for hitting someone else.
This TikTok alpha male just can't stop getting arrested because Wes Watson was just arrested for multiple felony charges, including battery, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. And it looks like he'll be returning to the place that he loves to brag about, prison.
Very serious charges. One of them is false imprisonment because police say he wouldn't let the victim leave the home after all of this took place. Now he remains in jail tonight, saddled with a $115,000 bond.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, if you ask anyone, they'll tell you that he belongs in an orange jumpsuit, maybe even himself. But I mean, if you consider any of his actions in the past, it seems like he really wants to go back to prison. You know, the place that he's bragged about over and over and basically made a part of his identity as this guy who's a reformed ex-convict, and now he shall teach you how to become a bajillionaire in alpha male style. But I guess it looks like he's getting his way. And this is one of those times where I see a headline and I'm like, yeah, wow, I'm not shocked that he allegedly did that. But also, how can you be this stupid? Because come on, dude. If you've been watching this guy at all, you already know that we're on borrowed time. Every time he showed up, it was another clip of yelling at someone, threatening someone, or acting like the toughest guy on earth. Like, there's just zero consequences for anything, I guess. And this is all while the whole time you're sitting there like, bro, do you remember how your story started? You started in prison. It was like starting a Minecraft server, and the seed that he entered just plopped him right into prison. So he had to build his way out of there. Not really, but he did things, got into prison, then got out, and now he's working on going back.
I think he got famous for being, because it was like story times with prison. I guess a lot of people got famous off prison story times or whatever. But like, bro, you were like a humble prison dude, and now you're like some like TikTok Miami final balls weirdo.
I guess. But after getting out the first time, he built his entire brand on discipline and control, and then his lack of discipline and control is getting him back in prison. So here we are, because this time it's an actual arrest with actual felony charges and on an actual police report laying out what they say happened. But this guy has been on my channel more times than I can remember. So let's just say, if you don't recognize Wes Watson, just understand that this isn't his first time being in a situation like this. The most important thing you need to remember from his lore, I guess, would be he's already dealing with a case. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This happened while he was already in the middle of a legal issue from a past incident. Because earlier last year, he was arrested after a situation in a gym in Miami where he challenged another influencer to pull up. Then a bunch of dudes pulled up and just beat him senseless. And of course, his side of the story was, oh, it was all self-defense, which, you know, kind of is his go-to, it seems like. But
absolutely not.
I mean, to me, and to a lot of other people on the internet, it looks more like him and his buddies jumped a guy all together and even used gym equipment on the guy while he was down. So Wes's version of self-defense is apparently pretty interesting, but that case is still open and he's still dealing with that. So now you have someone who's already in legal trouble, and then this happens, and that's where it starts to get a lot worse for him, because it's not just about like what he's being accused of now, it's the fact that it's happening on top of everything else. So imagine just being in the middle of a case, and then you catch 5 more felony charges while you're in that case. Clearly that's not going to do anything good for you in court. At this point, just throw in the towel. You're done, because that looks like a pattern to me, and it's probably going to be framed that way in court. So what actually happened here? Well, just a warning ahead of time, this is not pretty, but to put it plain, it's beyond disgusting what he did. And a police calling her that just, you know, to give her as much privacy as possible. Wes apparently met the victim a little over a month ago and got engaged in the last couple of weeks.
So you guys remember just the other day, I showed you Peggy putting a ring on this girl like an asshole, only knowing the girl for only a month, right? Well, that same girl that he got down on his knees and put the ring on is the same girl just a couple days later. Maybe the one to put Peggy in prison for a really long time.
So from everything that's being reported, the dynamic already sounded very controlling, to put it lightly. So I guess when she went to a Miami Heat game with a female friend, that turned into a trigger for everything that followed. According to that arrest report, she got back to his residence early that Sunday morning after the game. And by the way, that's the residence that he recently flexed on Academics' YouTube channel, like just a few months ago, because he recently moved into a new spot and he couldn't help himself but flex his rented spot for everyone to see on YouTube. Actually, correction there, it was not Academics, it was DJ Vlad who did the house tour with him. But I've never understood the whole thing of like why you want to flaunt where you're living and like show the world where you live. Also, the fact that like you're flaunting a place that you're renting as well just does not make sense to me. Is this the woman? I think so.
Especially if we can just find it on like Zillow.
So, was he engaged to her here?
I met this girl when she was pregnant with another man's kid. And then I raised the baby through the whole pregnancy. I think
that's his last girl.
I was with them, paid everything, raised the baby till 4 years or 3 years old. And then they just dip out and act like he did nothing.
Maybe don't be a hothead. Maybe don't scare away everyone. Like, bro, I feel like so many of these like self-proclaimed alpha males, they're like, hey, the woman shouldn't do anything and the men should work. And then suddenly they're like, I hate how men are only looked at as a piggy bank. And it's like, okay, well, be more than just a piggy bank then. Because I have a feeling there's a whole lot more to this story than what he's saying right here. I don't know, but I digress. Okay, so police say that he'd been sent a screenshot or a clip of her at the game and got angry because she was showing cleavage in a video. So how can I say this without getting this video struck down? He threatened to remove a procedure he paid for that involved said cleavage because she had cleavage on display, I guess, during a basketball game. Are we good? Did the video get nuked? I don't know, like, I am paraphrasing. He said it in a way worse way than that. Buddy, if you're buying those things for women, that's permanent. That's her body now. You don't have a say over that. What she does with her body from there on out, that's up to her. Now, obviously, this is alleged, but if this is true, that's just a whole new level of being possessive. Like, that is not normal jealousy. That is weird ownership mentality. So, I mean, he's just thinking that because he pays for something for a woman, he now has ownership of that woman, which might have something to do with why he claims he can't see his daughter. This is just creepy. And also, this is days after he allegedly proposed.
So he was married to someone that already had a kid before and raised it, but he couldn't go raise his own kid he had allegedly. If that's the story I'm hearing allegedly.
So I guess this is supposed to be the honeymoon phase. Isn't this supposed to be like the time where all couples get along? Who knows? But according to police, it turned into a violent confrontation inside of his home, and he allegedly grabbed her by the neck, shook her, grabbed her arms, pushed her, and dragged her by the hair, and then repeatedly struck her. And at one point, police say that he slammed her head into a table hard enough to leave her bleeding from the forehead. She also allegedly had scratches on her face, bruises on her body, and then the report says that the injuries were visible all over her.
Oh no, I can't wait. Lock Wes Watson up, bro. I don't know, like, I'm sorry. I think people gotta like stop with all this like shit. Like, who's making him famous? Who's like, I don't know how he's famous. How is he so rich? Who's buying anything from Wes Watson, bro? What the fuck's up with him?
So according to the report, this kept going, and she was allegedly being stopped from leaving. Her phone was taken, people in the house were watching this happen and not stepping in, and she was being threatened the entire time. Yeah, you
lock them up.
You heard me right. His security guard and his friend, Jose, I guess watched this whole thing happen and didn't do anything. And apparently the security said it was the victim's fault.
The third witness was the defendant's security guard who told the victim to take accountability for her actions of wearing a shirt which exposed her breasts. So this asshole security guard is sitting there and telling her she shouldn't be going out to a basketball game showing her. What kind of world is this?
Excuse me, what? Put this dude in jail as well. Like that what? Shout out John Bravo, by the way, for covering this. But like, I wonder if this is the security guard that is also in this mansion video. Because at one point you have this like super funny LARP. At one point they get into the kitchen and the security guard just like randomly positions himself in frame just to be like, yeah, look at me. I'm here as security. We're posted up, you feel?
In my downtime, I'm Martha Stewart and I design like this. I ain't been to the feds. I done state time, but
bro, what are you doing? Bro's just like checking the perimeters or something. Dude, you know you're
Watch your six.
Safe. You've been there. Like, what is that? Bro just like goes up like this. Like, he's just like, what are you securing, dog? This not like they are in a house. They've been in the house before academics showed up. No, it's
just in case someone flanks them, bro.
not academics. Before DJ Vlad showed up, and now he's just like securing the perimeter in the kitchen, I guess. These guys are LARPing. It's so funny.
Shit,
if you
corny.
aids and theater acts, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know, but I am wondering if it's that guy, because that seems to be the only security guard lingering and positioning himself in frame throughout the whole video as if DJ
It's like they look alike too. It's getting gay.
Vlad is randomly gonna jump Wes Watson. But anyway, I digress, and I am going to include the whole report from John Bravo as well, because sharing pictures of the victim just doesn't feel right. But Bravo also saw the images and has given a description of how bad it all was.
Now, I've seen photos, some photos, not all of them, of the injuries on the girl. I saw a cut, a gash in her head. I saw bruising on her right cheek. And I know that she has a black eye now. I didn't see any of the body injuries, but I saw her face. So obviously this happened, and obviously he wouldn't have been
just so sick. Like, we knew he had anger problems, but this is just a whole new level. And the fact that this guy, dude, for mindset advice, meanwhile, he can't even control himself. I'm gonna sit here and state the obvious. Please do not take mindset advice from someone who cannot control themselves. Because apparently
this guy's like, kind of like, being real, he's really not a good dude. Like, bro, I saw clips yelling at fucking workers, doing this shit, doing all this. The dude's a fucking idiot, man.
Threatened to take her life and her entire family's life, while also saying that he can't go to jail. What is this guy on? But apparently he didn't want her to leave, so he kept her there until the next day. So essentially this went on for 2 days, which is where the false imprisonment charge came from. So now you can see why this turned into 5 felony charges and not just 1. This wasn't just being described as one shove during an argument. No, the way the police laid it all out is this was violence, threats, intimidation, confinement, and interference, all wrapped up in one situation.
Kidnapping.
And in the report, you can see that she is 5'1", 125 pounds, while he's listed as 6'1", 245 pounds.
5'8".
I am sure he's currently celebrating that they put his height as 6'1", because that was a big point for him earlier, because he was listed as like 5'9", and he's had multiple crash outs because of that. Maybe all of this was just to prove that he was actually 6'1". Who knows? I don't believe it though. But also, like, here's the main question. What happens to him from here?
Watson was in bond court on Thursday facing several charges, where the state laid out even more details about what happened early Sunday morning.
He had his own personal employees threaten her. He had his own personal employees oversee her to see what she was doing on the phone, Your Honor. I think there's even made reference to the victim that she effectively felt that she was being held hostage.
Yeah, because this is in County, and a bond set at $115,000, and a judge has already put restrictions in place, including ordering him to stay away from the victim, avoiding drugs and alcohol, and staying away from weapons. And at the same time, that Miami-Dade case from earlier this year is still active. So you have 2 separate situations in 2 different counties, both involving violence, and both are still pending. And that's where it starts to stack up. Now, obviously, everything still has to go through the process. There's going to be hearings and there's going to be motions. And this is going to take time to play out. And there's also reports that Wes may have actually tried to post bail on this case, thinking he was going to get out, only for a judge in his other case to step in and revoke that, which would mean he's still sitting in jail right now. So, I mean, if that's true, this is brutal and definitely deserved, because imagine posting over $100,000 thinking you're walking out, and then another case immediately shuts it down. And at the end of the day, this is someone who's already had
That'd be amazing.
a second chance. He's had a third chance. He's had so many chances at this point. And then he built this entire platform on accountability and self-control and mindset. And then he goes out and he does all this. But I guess now it really seems like all of this is catching up to him. So I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. But real quick, trade offer. I get absolutely nothing. You get free GamerSub samples. Just go to gamersubs.gg/atozy, scroll all the way down, and we've restocked the free samples because they were sold out the other day, but now they're back in stock. Actually, I don't get nothing. This is kind of just like a cool investment by GamerSups because they're so confident in their product that,
shout out to them.
hey, you get a free product if you and if you enjoy it, feel free to come back and support the business. And if you do so, you get 10% off using code atozy. This is the crazy.
All right, let's read these comments. Hope they get his security guard as it and his co-conspirators because 100% helped imprison that woman. Yeah, they kidnapped her, bro. Kidnapped her. That shit is weird, man. All his cars are reposts already. They are all rented. 100%. Duh. His whole life's rented. His Instagram account might be rented for all we know, right? You have to be a special brand of stupid to act like a prison life is the way to be when most of us would rather be not there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That security guard should also be charged. Facts. Maybe he's gonna testify or something. We'll see. I bet that security guard has some history as well for not helping. Yeah, you see that a lot with like a lot of like these alleged things that happen with security guards and they just don't do anything. It's weird. Hear me out. West shares a cell with Liver King. And they do a 24-hour stream in this cell. That'd be something. That'd be something. I want to see what he's gonna look like when he gets out, because his steroid use, everything is gonna look a lot different. Let me know what you think about this video. Hit the link if you like Atozy's video. Great video. Hit the link. Follow up over here. Hit the like video. Hit the like, and I'll see y'all.